This Christmas, Southern California is gripped by a storm of historic proportions. What should have been a season of joy has been replaced by fear, destruction, and uncertainty. A slow-moving, relentless winter storm has drenched the region, transforming peaceful mountain towns into flooded battlegrounds, where every street, hill, and valley has become a potential threat to life and property. In Wrightwood, San Bernardino County, flash floods, debris flows, and mudslides have torn through neighborhoods. Streets, homes, and yards are submerged under fast-moving muddy water, carrying rocks, branches, and debris left from previous wildfires. Families preparing for Christmas gatherings have been forced to evacuate, leaving behind homes, decorations, and cherished traditions. California State Route 2, the lifeline of the town, is blocked in multiple sections, isolating residents and cutting off access to emergency services. Authorities have issued urgent warnings: stay off all mountain roads.
I get speed now, boy.
Emergency crews are working non-stop, alerting residents to rising waters, unstable slopes, and sudden debris flows. Shelters have been opened to house those displaced, but many families are spending Christmas away from the warmth of their homes, facing cold, wet, and dangerous conditions. Vehicles have been trapped and swept away in seconds, demonstrating how even shallow-looking water can conceal deadly currents. Rescue teams have tirelessly responded to calls, pulling stranded motorists to safety and navigating streets transformed into rivers of mud and debris. Every second counts as water rushes downhill at terrifying speed, carrying rocks, trees, and debris into residential areas. The storm's fury is worsened by previous wildfire damage. Hillsides stripped of vegetation cannot absorb rainfall, causing rainwater to surge downhill unchecked. Mud, burned debris, and rocks flow directly into homes, streets, and critical roadways, creating a dual disaster scenario. Residents face not only flooding but also the aftermath of earlier fire seasons, making every escape route precarious and dangerous. Across Southern California, this storm system has caused widespread flooding, road closures, and emergency declarations, disrupting travel and straining emergency services. Narrow canyon roads are underwater or blocked by debris, limiting evacuation options and putting countless lives at risk. Wrightwood, perched on steep slopes, has become particularly vulnerable, with runoff from heavy rain accelerating into destructive debris flows. The combination of steep terrain and saturated soil has created a perfect storm of danger. Officials emphasize that flash flooding can develop rapidly, often leaving residents with mere minutes to react. Emergency officials warn, do not underestimate shallow water or seemingly calm streams. Even a few inches of moving water can sweep a vehicle off the road in an instant. Residents are urged to avoid all flood-prone areas, stay indoors, and follow instructions carefully until the storm subsides. Emergency crews face relentless challenges. Firefighters, sheriff's deputies, and volunteers are moving through neighborhoods, alerting residents to rapidly rising water levels and unstable terrain. In some areas, homes have been completely surrounded by floodwater, leaving families stranded until safe evacuation is possible. Creeks, drainage channels, and steep slopes are being monitored closely, with teams ready to respond to sudden debris flows at a moment's notice. For many residents, the emotional toll is as heavy as the physical danger. Families celebrating Christmas face disrupted plans, lost property, and uncertainty about their safety. Decorations, gifts, and traditions have been replaced by flood warnings, evacuation orders, and the constant roar of rushing water. The community's sense of holiday cheer has been replaced with vigilance, fear, and the struggle to survive. Meteorologists have noted that this storm is fueled by an atmospheric river, a phenomenon bringing enormous amounts of moisture from the Pacific Ocean into California. This moisture-laden air meets the mountains, producing intense, sustained rainfall far exceeding normal seasonal levels. The result is flooding, landslides, and debris flows on a scale rarely seen during winter months. Rainfall rates have overwhelmed natural drainage systems, funneling water downhill and submerging roads, homes, and infrastructure. In Wrightwood and surrounding areas, streets have become treacherous rivers carrying boulders, fallen trees, and mud. Bridges are at risk, and some have already collapsed under the pressure of debris-laden water. Emergency services are stretched thin, responding to multiple calls simultaneously, rescuing stranded motorists, and assisting families trapped in flooded homes. Officials continue to stress the danger of moving during peak flooding, warning that remaining in a safe location is often safer than attempting to flee through rushing water. Combination of steep terrain, heavy rain, and burn-scarred hillsides has created conditions that are both unpredictable and deadly. Emergency teams patrol neighborhoods, evacuate families, and respond to ongoing emergencies, working tirelessly to prevent loss of life. Streets have been transformed into rivers of mud and debris, while homes, yards, and roads are submerged under water rushing at dangerous speeds. Across the region, this storm is a stark reminder of the destructive power of nature and the compound risks posed by climate change, wildfire scars, and extreme weather events. Authorities urge residents to stay alert, avoid travel, and follow all official guidance, as the storm remains active and unpredictable. This Christmas, instead of lights, celebration, and festivities, Southern California faces chaos, destruction, and survival. Emergency crews remain on high alert, working tirelessly to protect lives, while families brace for continuing flooding, debris flows, and the fury of nature. Christmas 2025 will be remembered not for joy, but for a winter storm that turned mountains into flood zones, disrupted communities, and challenged every resident's resilience.